Hi everyone. So today in this video I will be giving you a demonstration on how you can trigger a particular Robocop process when a row is added in the Google Sheet. So it's a kind of a process which is basically running on a particular event. So here event is when we are adding a row to the Google Sheet, automatically a process gets triggered in the Robocop control room. Okay. So here I had used the event as a Google Sheet. So let's go to the Google Sheet. So this is actually the Robocop control room, and this is the process which we are going to run. Google underscore sheet underscore trigger underscore bot. And this is actually the Google Sheet which I'll be using for the demonstration purpose. So here you can see the headers: first name, last name, company name, role in company, address, email, and phone number. And already I had added one row of data here. Okay. So what does our process will be doing when we are adding a particular row, or we can say when we are adding a new row to the Google Sheet? What does our process will be doing? So process will collect the details that is present in the newly added row. It will pass it as a work item to that particular process. The process will take that particular work item and it will input those details like first name, last name, company name, role in company, address, email, phone number in the specific field in that particular website. So for the demonstration purpose, I am using this RPA challenge website for entering these details, okay, which I had mentioned. So that's what our process is actually doing. Okay, so let's see how this process is actually working so that we can get a clear idea. Okay, and also one more point, due to some environmental issues, I'm not able to run this process in my local machine. So what I'm doing is I'm running this process in the cloud, in the virtual cloud that is provided by the Robocop control room. So but to make ensure that our details are being entered correctly, what I'm doing is once the details are being entered, I'll be taking the screen. The bot will be taking the screenshot of that particular website, so that and it will be saving in the output directory, so that we can see whether all our details are being correctly added or not. Okay, so let's run our process to get more idea. Sorry, before that, I will let me show you the code which I had used for this process. So this is a code I had used for this process. It's just a simple code where it is using the work item, that is rpa.robocop.workitems library, as well as rpa.browser library. So what it is doing is actually just a simple process. Just opening the RPA challenge website, then it is taking the work item data, and then it is extracting the required details from the work item. Then it is inputting into the required field, and then finally it is taking a screenshot. Okay, so this is a complete process it is doing. Okay, and I had created the process here, so you can see already I had created the process. So let's just run this process to see how it actually works. Okay, so let me take it here. So this is the Google Sheet. So what I will be doing here is I'll be taking the second row because already I have added the first row. So let me take the second row, paste it here, save it. Now you can see if you go to the Robocop control room, you see one process start running. This is a work item, and you can see the details which has been added in the particular row which we have recently added will be actually saved as a work item. So let me just go here so that I can show you. Uh, okay, let me open this one. It's better. Yeah, you see, this is the detail which has been added, right? You see, these details are being added currently. So these details actually are stored as work items so that the process can consume it. Okay. Now I think our process is currently running. So let's go to the step details to see the current steps of the process, how it is being executed and all. Okay. So it is currently running. So it has completed with no errors. Good. Now you can see I already told you like I'm taking a screenshot of that bot is taking a screenshot before it is submitting the details so that we can make sure like all details has been correctly entered or not. So this is the file, image file which has been saved as which has been saved. So you click here, you see, you can see all the details has been correctly entered. First name, last name, every details has been correctly entered as per the newly added rule, right? So this is how our process is been working. Now you got a clear idea like how our process is working. When we add the row, it will take the details of the row as a work item and it will feed to our process. And this process will run and it will complete everything. That's how the things are working here. Okay. Now, how actually this trigger is actually happening, like the back end of this process. So if you go to the Google Sheet, in Google Sheet, there's a feature called Appscript. It's like similar to a macro in Excel, okay, or it's similar to a VBA in Excel. So here, what I'm doing is I'm writing an Appscript code such that whenever we are editing anything in this Google Sheet, automatically it will send a post request to the Robocop process API. As we all know that for Robocop control room there are different features. One of the features is API. Like from external application, you can control the Robocop control room using this API. So here I had created so I use an API to run a particular process. Okay. So what our app script code is actually doing is whenever we are making any changes in this particular Google Sheet will automatically trigger the post request, which actually will be the post request to run a particular process by providing the input as the this currently added row data, okay, as a work item. So this is how our AppScript code actually is using. So it is a main thing behind this one because it is actually acting as a trigger. So using that trigger, it will run our particular process. Okay. So this is how our trigger is actually happening. I can share this AppScript code as well as this process flow in my GitHub link, which you can find in my video description, so that you can get an idea. Similarly, not only for Google Sheet, you can do it for many things. Like you can trigger a particular process when a mail arrive in your Outlook. You can do that as well. So this is one of the simple example how you can trigger a particular process, or you can say how you can trigger a particular Robocop process using a particular event. So here I just select the event as what the Google Sheet, like when a row is when a row is added in the Google Sheet. Okay, and also one more thing, I told you that the app script is currently designed in such a way that whenever we are making any changes in the Google Sheet, it will automatically trigger the process in the Robocop control room. Like I have just restricted my activity only to adding the row in the Google Sheet. Okay, so that the bot will take these details and it will input to that particular website. Okay, so similarly that you can make many other trigger that I've already told you. And advantages, there are a lot of advantages of using this trigger. I think there are a lot of scenarios where we can utilize this as well. Like let's say you may have some website or some other application. Let's say when you want to do in such a way that whenever you are adding some details to this particular Google Sheet, automatically you should trigger your process. There are a lot of use cases like that. So in that scenarios and all, this is quite helpful. I hope you all like this video. Thank you.